Hi Scorpio, welcome to my channel. I am going to be giving you a reading for the month of April. So before I begin, I would like to say that this is a general reading for anyone with a sun, moon, or rising sign of Scorpio, so it may not be meant for you specifically. So to begin, for what it is that your lesson is for April, we have embrace your power. So this is a month about taking your power back and no longer holding yourself back with limiting beliefs. So for your tarot cards, we have a lot of action coming in. We have all wands. So we have the 10 of wands, which has to do with work, burden, responsibility. I'm sorry, it is glaring. But we have a man here, if you can see, doing, what's it called? Blacksmithing. He's doing blacksmithing. And so I'm getting from this that you are doing detailed work. You are doing a lot and putting in a lot of time and energy into making sure all of the details are correct. And that doesn't necessarily have to mean actual work, but something that you are doing. So your work or relationships or whatever it is that you are striving towards, you're putting in a lot of work into that to make it defined and possibly holding yourself back from moving forward because you think that you have to get all of the fine details correct. So for example, this could be yourself and your growth towards something. So for example, if we use me doing these videos, I am still trying to fully memorize what all of the tarot cards meanings are. So you could use that as an example where I could have not started to make these videos because I am fine-tuning my memory skills and not taking that step until I have every single card mastered. And the fact that I want to use different decks would mean that I would have to spend more time learning it in every different deck, right? So that's the energy I'm getting here. That you aren't moving forward because of that fine-tuning. So it doesn't mean that you can't fine-tune. You can do that, but you're being asked to step forward, which is what we have here with the 3 of Wands, which is about growth and expansion. So I'm seeing that as you actually taking that step forward and moving into what it is that you're pursuing, even though you may not feel exactly ready. You may feel that you need to grow and become the full tree before you can offer up your fruit that grow from your branches. But what you are being told is that it is through the process of offering your fruit that you will then blossom into the full tree. And I don't think there's really anything else in this card besides the tree. Now there is light and there's fire within the tree right there. But I'm getting that is in most of these cards. But what I do see that as consistently in these cards is like the spark of your ambition and your desires. So allow that to fuel you and then offer it to other people because that's going to cause more movement and more growth within you because you'll have more drive to step forward and you will get more experience to move forward. So for example, with me learning the tarot cards, well, I know how to read them, but to memorize the actual meanings, it's easier and quicker, I think, to actually put it into practice, to do readings in order to memorize, rather than just reading the meanings over and over and over again. And you're putting it more into practice, so then it's going to help you memorize it more that way as well, instead of just verbatim memorization, right? And then for your third card, we have the 7 of Wands, which is about See, speaking of memorization, I already forgot what the actual verbatim definition was for this. Something about, I think, opposition, but that might not have been what it was. But I'm seeing this as you stepping into your power, like your lesson for the month. So we have you standing here strong, and we have yes, it is a lion. I wasn't sure if maybe it was a tiger, but the lion that represents like the lion from the strength card, right? So we have your inner strength, your strength coming out, that you can withstand any opposition that is coming your way. Challenge, that's what I think it was. Not opposition, it said challenges. So as you step into what it is that you are pursuing, you may run into challenges. So again, we go back to me and we use that as an example, and I think that possibly happened because of me using that as an example. You might run into a challenge, whereas I couldn't remember for a second what the card meant. But see how I was able to continue anyways, because I was able to use, my intuition and what I already saw from the card in order to continue, but then also was able to pull back onto that memory to remember what it meant. So with whatever you're trying to do, know that you have that power to either pull out like a memory of what it is that you're trying to do, even if you can't remember it, but then also that you have abilities within you to move forward even if you can't do the skills the exact way that you're supposed to do them, if that makes sense. So if we use like another example, say you're woodworking, like whittling, okay, and you're supposed to make like a bear, and there's a specific technique to how you whittle a bear in a certain way, and you can't remember the technique. Well, you could look it up again, right? So you have that power to look it up, but also perhaps you can find a way within yourself to whittle a bear without having to know that proper technique, right? So, and maybe it won't look the way that it is supposed to look, but you can prove to yourself that you can still whittle without having to have those fine-tuned skills of how it is that you are supposed to whittle. So that is the power that you're being asked to hold on to and find within yourself as you move forward with action in April. And then we have what it is that you need to focus on for April, and we have create sacred space, and we have what looks like, I'm not sure if that's supposed to actually be Buddha, but somebody meditating within a triangle, or sorry, no, it is a pyramid with three, no, it's five stargates underneath him. And so this doesn't actually look like it is a Merkaba, but I'm getting the sense that this is supposed to represent a Merkaba, which we also have the circle around here. And I've recently learned that the Merkaba is actually represented as like a bubble that we're able to transport ourselves within. And so if you don't know, the Merkaba is like our vehicle of light, which is part of, or I don't know how really to describe it, but it is like the manifestation of our light body, something like that. It is the same as our light body, but it's slightly different. And that's what I'm unsure about how to explain. But it is what allows us to manifest, and it is what we are able to control, our reality through. And how I think that we actually see the world is really through the projectors of our Merkaba. But anyways, so creating sacred space, you can, create altars, or just create more positive sacred energy within your home. doing that before you take these action steps. So perhaps waking up in the morning and doing meditation or simple affirmations, or just setting positive intentions before you take your actions in order to anchor in a higher vibration within yourself and within the actions that you're taking, and then you're going to have a more positive outcome. You can also work on manifesting, set in place what outcome you would like to have. So if we go back to me using this as an example, me setting the intention that I would like to have an accurate reading, that I would like for it to flow correctly, and that I would like to, interpret the cards the correct way that they're supposed to be interpreted, instead of just my intuitive guidance, which is how I have been reading cards for years now. So do that, but I am getting. So it's about that intention, but also because of it being sacred space, that it is important to actually treat your home sacredly for this next month. So taking small steps to be more kind of reverent within your home and the way that you treat your space. So making it more clean and organized, having more open space so that your energy can flow throughout the home. And then with the Merkaba, I'm getting that you need to be more intentional with your, sorry, my higher self is intentional with your intentions, which just sounds funny. But intentional with your intentions, intentional with your actions. So doing more manifesting, making statements of what it is that you are doing and what you would like to have happen. So we use me for example again. I will record these videos. I will record, accurate readings. I will have viewers. I will have viewers who align with the message that I've given. If you are leading towards something from there. So for example, I have my Etsy, so I could set an intention of I will have viewers who align with the message that I've given, who will also benefit from getting an Etsy reading from me. So, setting more intentions, but also setting clearer, higher intentions like I did. So I didn't say I will have people purchase my Etsy through watching these videos. I set a clear intention that I want to benefit people, and I would like people who align with that, who would benefit, and I'm sure there's a even higher way that I could have said that. I know that there is. But anyways, that's what I mean. Working on that daily. And yeah, I'm getting that to work on that for April as well. Just rewording things for this month on how to make things more sacred and of a higher vibration when you are setting your intentions and thoughts throughout the day. It doesn't have to be related to these actions, but with everything, so that then you and change your internal vibration and create more of a sacred space within and without. And then for what it is that you need to let go of, we have dreams. So, okay. So when I first pulled this, I was thinking physical, sleep dreams. And I was thinking, well, maybe it's like letting go of it being what's the word? Like imaginary. So that you need to take them more seriously. But no, I've got now that this is about, the other connotation for dreams. So the dreams that you have that you call dreams instead of intentions that you would like to manifest. So, now I'm thinking I am probably going to move towards other things and doing this as a full-time intention. But if we use tarot reading again as an example, I could say, okay, I want to do full-time tarot readings, and I want to make all of my money through tarot readings. So my dream is to be a tarot reader, but I continue to call it a dream, and I don't take action towards that, and I don't actively attempt to manifest that. I just say, I dream to be a full-time tarot reader. This is the type of dream that I'm talking about. So letting go of that being a dream and actually say, I was going to say, be a tarot reader, but then I was corrected again by my higher self and said, I am a tarot reader. Use the present tense. If you know like anything about manifesting, this is, tips that people say. Do it in the present tense. If you say it is in the future, it will always be in the future. It will continue to be a dream. So you need to put it in the present tense, and you need to actually feel that as a present tense. So in this case, I am a tarot reader. This is like a title that I'm putting on myself. So feel that energy. And as soon as you say it, because I could even feel it, as soon as I said that, there was a shift in my energy, and there was a heightened energy because I was calling back power within myself of I am no longer worrying if I am a tarot reader, because I am claiming that I am a tarot reader. Now, if you are doing this with more of an action and not a title, then it might be slightly different, and you might have more pushback with limiting beliefs because you know that you are not doing this in this very moment. So, okay, Ropo, for example, I learned that I am supposed to go to Egypt. So if we say this in the present, I would say, I am going to Egypt. Okay, now, in English, this does have a future tense and a present tense within that. And so I'm getting that as a clue as well. Don't think of it so much as the present, because you know that you in this very moment are not going to Egypt. But you can still take that as a stand as, I am going to Egypt in the future, but in the near future, and it is not debatable. You have decided this. This is you putting power onto that statement and saying that it is a reality. So, this is what energy you need to bring in for April. Put power into your intentions. And I would say, speak these aloud and say them loudly if you can. Because normally when I did this, I wouldn't talk this loud. But I am feeling a building energy within myself as I say these words. So that is what you should do for April. Decide on intentions and state them clearly, loudly, and with power behind them. And focus on that feeling that you get, especially the feeling that comes into your heart center over your mind center, because you want to go with that feeling, the positive love vibration that is fueling those intentions. And then lastly, we do have a card for what it is that would benefit you to change about your thinking process for April. And we have observe your morning thoughts. I hadn't even read this card yet. But okay, so basically this is just circling back to what I said about being clear about your intentions and changing your thoughts and intentions to the highest vibration possible. So with that is the end of your reading, Scorpio. I hope that this did help you. If it did, please give this a thumbs up and consider subscribing.